Hi everyone, welcome to my new video. This one's going to be a bit different as I found a place inside which I can do it and get far enough away from my camera which you can actually see me. So here it goes. I'm going to make it slightly different as well because it's going to be a bit more personal than my other videos. Got to bear with me as I'm still having technology issues. Really still not my strong point. Still waiting on some tips for this. Right, so I said this one's going to be a little bit more personal. My name's Emma, just in case you don't already know, and I've recovered from emetophobia. I'm going to explain a little bit about what emetophobia is, but if you no idea, have a look at some of my other videos. They're going to explain it a bit more. Really, I've started a channel called Come Thrive with Emma because I wanted to share some encouragement and a bit of faith that it is possible to overcome phobias and fears and panic attack, and lots of just really to offer some sort of support in mental health awareness, that there really is a chance to get over these. All different things, anxiety, depression, phobias, but I'm just going to tell you a bit more about my personal story, which is emetophobia, a fear of vomiting. Now, I had this phobia for 20 years. I'm not going to get too much into this because there are other videos that say how bad it was for me, how some of the coping techniques I had and things like this. But now what I'm going to tell you is a bit about how my life is now and how I really overcome it. So I started telling some of my stories in other videos, but I think maybe I wasn't being as personal or as detailed as I could have been. Maybe I was starting off slow just to test the water, if you like, before I got too heavy and too personal with my, well, problems, but my ex-problems. I haven't really spoken about them that much. When I had the phobia, I kept it very secret because I was embarrassed by it. I didn't tell my friends. They probably they must have picked up on all my weird coping mechanisms, the reason why I wasn't going out to the parties, the reason why I wasn't so involved in everything, and the reason why I made excuses or I acted really strange, especially in winter when there was fear of being sick, or if any of my friends mentioned that they felt sick, why I suddenly had an excuse to go home. Or they must have noticed these things, but I thought I kept them a good secret. I thought I hid it well, or they were just being polite and nice to me and they didn't talk about it. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a bit more about how I actually overcame the phobia, because really that's more important. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to tell you, that it is possible and how I did it. So I've told you a little bit before, but that I did it through the Thrive program. Here you go. Look, this is the book. This is the book I got. Cure Your Emetophobia and Thrive by Rob Kelly. Now, oops, my phone fell off my nicely balanced cushion on a stool on my bed. So yeah, the book. This is how I did it. I got the book because I actually saw it on Facebook. It came up on my page. Internet has a clever way of doing that, and it was obviously my most searched thing. Probably every day it was how to cure emetophobia or fear of vomiting, will I be sick? This was my most searched things, and when I was on Facebook it popped up along the side, you know, things that you're interested in, and it came up this Thrive book, and I thought, another thing to try. I mean, I've already tried hypnotherapy, I tried exposure therapy, I tried counselling, I tried the general GP, antidepressants, and nothing helped at all. Nothing. If anything, they seemed to get worse each time. When I got back, I guess I was hoping that something was going to work, gave it all my effort, and then it made me worse, which made me believe more that I was never going to overcome it. So I got the book. I didn't really believe it at all, if I'm honest, but I thought, why not? So I got it, I tried it, and from the very first page, I actually got a little bit hooked, and I'm going to tell you why. Hold on, I'm going to pause this while I find it. Right. Here you go. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it has a declaration here. You have to read this and sign it. Actually, it was 17th of the 4th, 2014. That's when I did it. That's when I started. But after that, it says, congratulations, you made the first step. And did you sign on the dotted line? If not, ask yourself why. Did it seem silly? Did it seem that I was getting you to jump through hoops for no reason? A few little things like this. And you know what, I didn't sign the dotted line at all. And did you think it could possibly make any difference? A few other things like this, but it made such a good point that I was not, right from the beginning I thought, yeah, I'm going to do this, but I made no real effort. I couldn't even be bothered to sign the line. I don't know if it's because I didn't believe it or I could be bothered, but you made a good point that if you don't start from there, you might as well throw the book away, because I'm not following it exactly what I was doing. So right, I got up, went and got myself a pen. Right, I could do this, signed it. Right, it's not going well here. My dog just walked under the bed and knocked my phone off. So we'll try again. So I signed it, got going, and I did it. Still, did I believe it was going to happen? Was going to work? No, not at all. But I did try. And the only thing is, I really had to give it a lot of effort. Now, I got a bit more into the book, and it felt as if it was actually written for me. And for all of the emetophobes who have read this book, you will all see the same. It feels like it's written for us. There was actually originally a Thrive book, which is a bit more for everyone, just to help ultimately people to thrive. To help with any other problems, but this one was specifically for people with emetophobia, and it was exactly written as if it was. So I stuck to it, and I started to feel a little bit better. Now, I'm not going to tell you it was easy. It was not easy at all. It was very challenging, and it was very involving, but it was so clearly written that it made me really engage me, and it simplified it for me, because honestly, it could have got a bit more confusing if it got too heavy, but it was simple for me. It got activities and got me involved, and gradually I felt a bit better, day by day by day I felt. So I kept getting a bit more faith that it was possible. Then I had blips. I had times where I think it was probably winter. There was the bug was around everywhere, and I was so scared, and I had a blip again. But I came over it. I did it, and I got through it. Now, I came on holiday towards the end of the book. I think this must have been, I don't know exactly, however many months after I came on holiday. I decided to be brave and book a holiday. Something before I was so scared to do. I've always dreamt of travelling. I really want to see the world, but I couldn't. I was too scared. I was too scared to leave the safety of England, where the water's clean and the food was safe. You know, I was just too scared. I was also scared of getting on planes, because you're in such a close proximity with people, and the air conditioning, I was going to catch everything. I was too scared to use the toilets on the plane. But I was feeling so much better from the book. I wasn't over it, but enough to book a holiday to the Canary Islands, to Fuerteventura. And I came, brought the book with me. I even read it on the plane, did some of the techniques in there to calm myself down. Actually, I was okay, but it was there because I was telling myself, you know. So I came on holiday, and as I felt so much better while I was on holiday, I was lying on the beach, felt the sun on my skin, feeling so much relaxed. I've done this whilst reading the book on the beach, and I still just started to feel better and better and better. So I ended up having an amazing holiday that turned out to be one of the best holidays I remember, but it wasn't anything to do with where I was, or actually even being on holiday. It was how I felt at the time. Because I was feeling so much better, all of the things that I've always wanted to do, which probably seem quite normal for people, to go in all the different restaurants without thinking about it, without going on the beach with lots of people around, without the security of having a toilet, shall we say. The thing with me is I've always wanted to do all of these things. I've always wanted to go travelling. I've wanted to eat in the dirty little backstreet restaurant where all the locals go, and I don't understand anything they're saying because I don't speak the language, but I want to try it because they're doing it. But I was always too scared. I couldn't. I would, if I ever forced myself to eat something that I hadn't cooked and I haven't burnt, because I wanted to make sure there was no chance of food poisoning, if there was any chance that I might have had something out of the safety zone, I would spend days afterwards panicking. and I couldn't do it. It was just everything part of a holiday was out of my comfort zone. So gradually, by reading the book and putting everything into practice, especially while I was on holiday, pushing myself so much out of my comfort zone, but it was something I really wanted to do. So it was the two things together that really helped. The book that made me do something I really wanted to do, which made it quite memorable, or very memorable, should I say. By the end of the holiday, I read the book every single day of the holiday, and I was really, really concentrating, really, really putting it into practice. And by the time I was going home, I felt so much better. So much better. And I really want to thank the program for making me be able to do that. And it has absolutely changed my life. Loads. So, try again. As I was saying, that brought me to where I am now. Where I'm living my life now in Fuerteventura. I'm thriving. I managed to overcome my fear entirely. Now, I said all the way through that video it was a slow process. I felt a little bit better. I wasn't totally over it. It was a slow process, but I am totally over it now. Totally over it, and managing to do the things I want to do. Now my videos are going to start to get a little bit more personal. This is just the start. My first was just introducing you when I started to introducing myself to you, where I was starting to blog a little bit of how my symptoms were, how my feelings were. But now I've had such an amazing response from you all, I can start opening up a bit more, and I can answer any questions you have. I'm going to start answering the common ones that I've had through Facebook. So, if you want to see some more of my videos, hopefully the next ones can all be one. Subscribe here, Come Thrive. Cut me off again. Come Thrive with Emma, YouTube. Come Thrive with Emma, Instagram. Come Thrive with Emma, Facebook. ComeThriveWithEmma.com. That's my name. It's easy to find me. Come Thrive with Emma. So thank you very much for watching. Please send me any of your questions, any of your response. Any of your tips on how to make a good video. Hopefully you'll see that my videos are slowly improving. This one might have gone down a little bit, but I have found a nice place inside to do it. So thanks again very much, and I'll speak to you all soon. Ciao! So I've just learnt a lesson then. My phone was saving to the internal memory, not the memory card. That's why it kept cutting me off. So, lesson learned. Next time I've got to make sure where my videos are. So, thanks for watching. I have to keep stopping and starting these videos because I don't have much space on my phone, I don't think. Okay, so like I say, I suffered for 20 years, and I have no idea what I'm talking about.